Alright, my screen look like it's good. Let's get these folks over there on Instagram. Somebody go holler at Mark Zuckerberg, man. Tell him that Instagram ain't what it used to be. Rick, what's on my shirt is an NFT that we have purchased. Oh, actually, somebody gave us a custom NFT. It's what you call it, still Steezy Apes. So we, once they gave us the design, once they gave us the NFT, we had the rights to create our own merchandise and stuff like that. So it's one of our own. My daughter hates the shirt though. My daughter hates it. She said, "I don't like it, Daddy. I don't like it. It looks weird." Let me see. Get the party ready. Thanks, Doctor, for watching. My folks, how's that 808 sounding in there? told you about us chopping the sample up now, right? Now it's time. Get this into a convert this into a new track. Non-destructive slices. Let's do it. And then what we're going to have to do after that, get everything tuned up. We're just getting everything getting all the chops tempo right. May have to change it up just a little bit. What I think I may do is this first part. I think I'm going to have to isolate that part. And I think that'll probably be the best thing to do to have full control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this sequence over. So I have this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this sample down. I'm going to break this down into one bar. Right. We're going to do, let's double it up to make it 2 bars. And then here, and then start from, and then start the loop actually from started actually from here. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna copy it one more time. One more time. We're gonna copy it one more time. Actually, we're going to copy. Okay, that's what we should do. We're going to copy this one over into number 4. Okay, and then we're going to mute this one here too, and then we're going to trigger this out now. It's saying you already know. Okay, so we go like this. So we're gonna go back to 1. Ready? See what we did? Someone's asking us, do we own any of the rights to the Big Pun stuff? Remember when you're doing that kind of production back in the days, you transfer your rights for master royalties and publishing royalties. So we still do have our publishing on that. We still do have our master right publishing, master right royalties, our mechanicals, etc., sound exchange, and all that other stuff. So you see what we had to do? So we had to do it like this. We had to break it up. So initially we had the sample kind of running into the verses and everything, and we didn't have it separated. So now that we figured out what we wanted to do and that we wanted the drum fills and all that other good stuff, we figured it out. So now we're going to go from this sequence, right? And then we can go back into now. So we can go from here. going to be the main first part of the verse. So I need to label it so I can see what I'm doing here. Or not really the verse. It's really the hook, to be honest, because it has you already know in it. Right? So that's going to be the main part of the hook, and then this would be the verses. So the verse is going to be doing got to also do too, Rick, is we got to go back into the original sample right here. We go, where's it at? It's like, did we all chops? So by using the chops, we got more control. So now we got to go. Right, so then now we can go from, so this is going to basically be our break, right? And we can use this arbitrarily where we want to do it, and we can actually add on more percussion, right? You can do. So now I need something to make this verse go. So I need to change this here because we're doing this here. So I need this to change to go. Well, I don't need it to change, but I need it to. So we going. So we going. So let's get something in the verse to change it up. Now we gotta double that up to 8 bars, right? Listen, low key, like this is so crazy because if when we go back and we watch it from the beginning, if my YouTube wasn't acting crazy tonight, my Streamlabs acting nutty tonight. I don't know what's going on. Right now, it's working pretty okay. I don't hear anybody complaining, but from where we started to where we are now, it's two different places. It's really like two different beats. So you just have to kind of play with it until it starts to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes what happens is, we can get a sample and we can make it feel like we're kind of boxed in, but we're really not boxed in. We just have to, once we kind of get the main drums going, and then once we kind of know, like, where the chops fall, right? Especially when you're doing chop sampling, like when you know where the chops fall. Like right now, we got everything falling on the 16, right? So it's good. So it's on the grid. So you can play it in any order you like because now everything is on the beat, right? So what do we do when we're not streaming? When we're not streaming, we're on calls. we're on calls. We're handling the admin. Remember, we have to handle all of the different social media stuff, so we got to be on the content. I do have some more books that we're trying to finish off in terms of writing. Things that are going to be directly correlated to the whole process of, your music being placed and what to expect and that type of stuff, and how to move about it, how to really handle your business, the negotiation part, and all this other good stuff. And then we're also trying to set up for our community. So that's taking a toll on the brother. Sleepless nights. So Warren, the books that we have currently right now, we have the Musician's Guide to Music Publishing. You can check those out at arkatechbeatz.com. The links is in the description, or links in the bio rather. The Musician's Guide to Music Copyrights, The Ultimate Guide to Forming Your Own Music LLC, and also the Songwriter's Guide to Song Registration. Yeah, I always like to see when you try to make a track and it turns into something else, man. And then, I'm a dad, man, you know what I'm saying? I have 2 kids, family man, you know what I mean? So, between me being an active father and, husband and all that other good stuff, that take up the time, you know what I'm saying? I make sure I take my kids to school every day, pick my kids up every day. Make sure they make sure they in that school work, you know what I'm saying? We gotta try to balance the life, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Sean Anthony Baker. We actively help him in terms of his his acting stuff. So we're very much involved in that. So we're looking at projects, we're reading scripts, we're doing all types of stuff, making sure that we're on pace and doing what we got to do with that. Got an e-commerce situation, so it's a lot to do. But this is the game, right? When you say the music distribution process, what do you mean by that? As far as uploading stuff to your DSPs? Like, I just need to be clear on what you're asking so I can answer your question effectively. This beat is gonna be called, of course, you already know. You so we already got a name for that. Pretty easy. You already know. You you already know. Yeah, Warren, I'm just trying to get clarity on your question so I can answer you. Shout out Johnny Streets, man. Thanks for the gift. Okay. I think I may have to change one part of this sequence. So this last part here, I'm going to change this out. I'm going to delete this last double note. And then on this last note, we're going to. And then we're going to transpose this one all the way down to that. All right. Hold on, Warren. Let me read your comment. Chat moving kind of crazy, and I'm old. How did we get here? I've always been a proponent of trying to give back because, like I said, you never forget how hard it was for you to break through. I think a lot of times when you see guys that don't really help or don't do this and don't do that, is because they've had these very, very, very bad experiences in the music business, and they feel like, hey, I had to go through all of this stuff to get on, and you have to go through the rite of passage too. It's kind of like, it's like me telling my son, like, yo, my dad abused me. He didn't, but trying to act like my dad abused me, and then I have to abuse him because my dad abused me. And that's just a cycle of madness, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like we adopted the bad deals that we got from the music industry. So because we got a bad deal, the people that we sign under us or work with, we have to give them a bad deal too. And I just kind of, I'm not really, that just doesn't make sense to me. It never really made sense to me. And I always thought that, hey, where's the progress in the business? And I guess we can't get the progress in the business if people like myself don't step into it and say, hey, man, this is how we used to do it. We don't have to do it this way anymore. So, my dad didn't abuse me, so I'm not going to abuse my son. I'm going to make sure my son got it better than I got it. You know what I'm saying? My dad treated me good. My pops gave me the tools to succeed. He did the best that he could, and then I have to do the same thing. So each generation should get better. So which artist do I think fits this? Off the top of my head, Cole. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of artists that can do this type of records, man. You know what I'm saying? If Benny really feels like he wants to do it, he can do it. You got different guys, man, who can really rap, can do it. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends, man. You know what I'm saying? But what I think what happens is like this. It's like your job isn't really to decide who gets it. Your job is to promote it so that the person that's supposed to get it gets to hear it. So that's really your job. And I think that's what I want to talk about a lot. And, once we get into our portal and stuff, is that, listen, our job is to create a situation where you're promoting your music so that it gets heard by the right person. You know what I mean? It's not always it's not always the person that you try to give it to that it works for. Because you can swear that it's supposed to go for that person and it never goes there. So he said, "How did my pops give me the tools?" I think what happens is that my family is Jamaican. So for people who don't know, me and Mike's parents are Jamaican. We're first generation legal immigrants, right? So the way that it works is like this. Like when I say that my parents gave me the tools, it was more like, okay, first, you got to get the entrepreneurial bug. My parents, they ran their own thing. So that's the first thing. The second thing was, when I said he gave me the tools, meaning, when I first started putting the studio stuff together, I had like, put equipment in my bedroom, and then, as I outgrew my bedroom, I took over the living room and the living room in the house, right? I took over that. And I used to have like the entire hood coming through in the Bronx, like used to come through, and there used to be like gangs of young people in the house. And the one thing that my father didn't do is, like how most working guys would be like, hey, I don't want all these kids in my house. And I always asked him, I said, how come you never really had a problem with me having all these people in there? He said, one, because I knew that you was going to let them follow the house rules. You ain't going to let them disrespect the house. That was the one thing. So the other thing was, he said, because I knew that you was home, I knew that you was going to, I always knew where you were. So as long as you was there making music, I knew you wasn't out in the street, because, the streets was calling me a little bit. So, so it was like, so those are one of the things. And then also just really, one of the other tools from my pops, really, that I really learned from my pops, is just having a certain level of temperament and understanding how to deal with people. In his business, he had to always kind of deal with different people. And, when I used to go with him, and then we used to see different people, and he used to have to deal with different personalities. And I kind of understood like how his temperament was, where people would be like, okay, here goes, Mr. D, and he would, people would deal with him a certain type of way, and let me understand how to deal with people, and as far as being stand up, do what you say you're going to do, conduct good business, so those are the tools, man. Like, in the beginning, I used to help him with the billing, I used to help him with the invoicing, and so those were tools that the things that I had learned way before I became like 17, 18 years old. before, and it's all good. Okay. So what really is happening here is that I can't let it do this. I have to let it. I have to let it do what I had it doing before. Nah, bro, it's all about the live, man. And people asking questions and trying to understand what happens. You know what I mean? It be some of the newer folks that come into the live and like, yo, man, just play the music, man. We want to hear you talk. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the forum. This is not the forum for that. The forum is, yeah, we do music production. Yeah, we're doing that. But at the same time, we're also trying to make people learn. We're also trying to help people with their business. People are supposed to ask questions. Yo, Jug, how do I do this? Yo, Jug, how do I do that? Like, that's the whole point of having me on the joint. If I'm just here making beats all night, you know, how does that really benefit anybody else? You know what I'm saying? In terms of, especially if you can't watch it from an in-depth situation. So you wanna get the sauce, you know, not just the sauce in the making the music, but the sauce in the business. You know, that's really where your money's gonna be made, man. And people can't be short-sighted in seeing that. Like, listen, man, like, you know, yeah, if you get a person to talk, because you're trying to learn something. You know what I'm saying? You know. So I think this one is about ready. I think I gotta do something different here too. Wait. let's try this again. We got all our samples from Splice, man. Make sure you're hitting the link in the description, man. Shout out to them. It's all part of the sample. We've been streaming for an hour and 42 minutes. Approximately running up on 12:30. Trying to wrap this thing up. Make sure you check the links in the description. All the samples are coming from Splice. So the links directly to that, you can get that. Make sure you go start your free trial. Royalty-free samples. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. So the dope thing about this is this beat. The dope thing about this sample is that it has this break in it. And when we started it, we wasn't going to use it like that. We were using it kind of like the ding, 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 ding. Now realizing that, listen, it needed to be separated by itself to kind of create some kind of, a little bit of build up in the track, a little bit of tension in the track. So it can be a great intro or it can be a great break between the transition between the verses and the hooks, right? So it gives me a 1 bar break or transition. Typically, it should run twice, right? And just to kind of keep things even, right? Nobody likes to really have a 1 bar thing, right? It should go twice, right? So I just want people to understand that if you're going to do something like this, it should be in iterations of 2 and not iterations of 1. So it really should play twice. Even though it doesn't feel good, right? But it should play twice. But again, creativity has no real barriers. In a perfect world, we would try to find a way to take this break normally take it like maybe do the like so we would try to find a way to differentiate it to make it 2 bars. I don't know if you were catching that real quick, so we would probably do a what I'm saying? So we would find a way to lead up to the we would try to make another bar to lead up to this and make this finish on bar 2 and then go to the because we want it to be a 2 bar transition at least. At least a 2 bar transition. all transitions. No, um, it's not for all transitions. But what it does do is we have to do things that are balanced, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, it's like, most traditional like hip hop music is not going to have a situation where you have 8 bars and then you add a ninth bar, right? Because that's what that transition does. It adds a ninth bar. And that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can go to 10, sometimes we can go to 12, but you don't do like 9 and 11 bars. You don't do the odd bars, right? And that's what it does. It puts us at an odd bar. So it doesn't. So while it works, but it's you have to remember, like, for most artists, it will throw off if they're not really sophisticated in their songwriting. And that's what we're concerned with. We have to be concerned with the people who are not sophisticated songwriters, especially in the beginning. You want to make your music really easy for people to get into and to digest real easy. Once we start making the songwriting process more difficult, what happens is that closes up your ability to get your music off to more to people who may be just starting. Yeah, so 16 bars have disappeared, Calvin, man. The guys are on 12 bars, man. Guys have been on 12 bars now for almost the last 10 to 15 years. You got to thank the South for that one. What's up, though, bro? How you doing? Hope you all right. I don't know what beans and cornbread is. I'm from New York, man. We don't do beans and cornbread. Beef patty and cocoa bread. That cold red stripe. Shrimp scampi. Yo, listen, man. We did finish this joint already. This joint is called, you already know. We did finish this one. This one is done. It's cooked in the books. Finished. Done. Rated. Finish. If you don't know, now you know. It's done. So, let's go. Right? What did we do last night? Somebody was asking me for a particular track in my DM, and I don't know, and I didn't know the name of it. So that was a little, I think it was Ghost Dreams, but let me make sure. I'm getting ready to wrap it up, though. Got to be up early tomorrow. The F. No, man. I'm not start the next one again. It's too late for that now. It's late. No, that's not it either. Where is it? Is it? It's not Made Man. Is it Made Man? It can't be Made Man. Heavy Days. Is that one? I think it's that one. Ashkin, what up, bro? All ball as well. That joint is called Heavy Days. Is that one called Heavy Days? What is the name of this beat? Is it 2 a.m.? It really depends, Rick. It really depends. We like to kind of deal with everybody directly, to be honest. Um, we like to deal with everybody in the directly, and this has been our experience. Our experience is that the more direct connection that you have with people, the better it is for your music in terms of getting it placed. Whenever you got to deal with somebody in the middle, it gets difficult because what happens is they kind of insert what they think the artist is supposed to have. So, people reach out, and the only thing that we're trying to do is we're just trying to see how serious the inquiry is. Sometimes people are asking for something, but they're not really serious about what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And then we do have an administrator, William D. Sometimes that that we may send some things to, or some things go to him, depending on if it goes to what inbox it goes to. If it's going through our socials, then those are coming directly to us. If it's going through our inboxes, then those going to go through our administrator. Asking the joint you're talking about is it's called Not Thinking About You. Be safe. I think it's called Murder Melody. Yeah, but you people gonna hit the DM, man, and they're gonna be like, yo, how much you want for this, how much you want for that. Hold on, I'll try to play it for you, Ashton. Give me a second. It's not that either. I'll try to find a particular record that somebody asked about, but I can't remember the name of it. And look at as new producers, it's your responsibility to try to meet the artists where they are. Um, I'm never going to tell you what to sell your music for. I can tell you what not to sell it for, but I'll never tell you what to sell it for. I'll tell you not to sell it for whatever. That's Glass House. Oh my God, which one is it? Okay, Johnny Stream. That's not what I'm looking for. You got to build that social media following, bro. It'll help you to be able. It'll help you to command more bread. And not only that, it's hidden bars. You get more. You can always get more, brother. You can always get more, brother. You'll be surprised how people tie people tie value to socials. You know what I'm saying? When you go for brand situations and ambassador and influencer stuff, those things are going to be directly tied to your socials. So they don't care if you got Grammy here or this, that, and the third. It's like they want your socials to have numbers. If your social don't got the numbers, then you're not going to be able to command what you need to command. A lot of people don't got record deals anymore, bro. Johnny, if you got major placement, that number is too low. Jordan, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be doing exclusives. You know what I'm saying? With major placements. When you say exclusives, are you still retaining your publishing, or are you letting go your publishing and your master recording royalties? Is that only the publishing or on the master side as well? How much are they streaming? What are the streaming numbers looking like for you? Nah, I'm not saying anybody's a fool, man. Sometimes people just don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some folks just don't know. It's not like you have so many people that are online that are selling exclusives and they just don't know. They sell all their rights. You know what I mean? They get upfront money and they're like, okay. You know what I mean? And sometimes it makes sense, right? Because if you're working with artists that, you don't have any confidence in, that may not blow up, then yeah, you take the upfront money and you run with it, right? But in this day and age, you never know what's gonna pop. You never know. You don't know. What you think is gonna pop, don't pop, and what you think do pop, what you think won't pop, and what you think won't pop, whatever. Keep working, bro. Um, I don't think people should be afraid of 360 deals. To be honest with you, if you're at a level, meaning like if you've done enough to where you get the vested interest of a label that wants to do a 360 deal with you, then that means that you've hit a ceiling, or you've plateaued. You've done as much as you can do on your own, and now you have somebody that's going to come in that's going to promote you to another level to where the 360 makes sense. Remember, what happens is that there are different rooms that you have to try to get into, and I'm not talking about any Diddy rooms, but I am talking about, like, there is going to be certain levels that certain people are not allowed into, and that's just the reality of the situation. So the 360 is really you paying for the access. You know what I mean? Now you have to look at the numbers. If the 360 means that you're going to surpass the amount that you've ceilinged out at, then you take the 360. If it doesn't look like you're gonna make the money that you can make on your own, then you don't do it. you know. So it's one of those type of things. Yes, that's called hidden bars. I need to remember that. It's called hidden bars. That's what somebody was asking me about, which is kind of strange, but okay. We'll take it. Before I get out of here, we're going to play my Cody. Lead single's going to be Ride or Die. I'm hoping to have that out in the next 3 weeks, toward the end of the month.
Arkatech Beatz.
And Richie, man, make sure that you're not looking at Cody in front of the wife, man. It's gonna get you in trouble, brother. My God.
Arkatech Beatz.
Be safe, man. Be safe, y'all. Be safe.
Don't make me put you in a box and tie a ribbon around it. When you say I don't love you, how can you say that? Do you think that you know me? Well, if you know me, you know that that's not true. I want you to know, you know I'm your ride or die.
Jordan, Ultra, thanks for your gift.